Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Devin, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can be a great trainer. I get a lot of messages from other trans guys and other trans masculine people who are starting a coaching business, or, they're looking for advice. How do I structure my programs? How did I get started? How do I get clients and stuff like that? And I think that with this territory, there also comes a responsibility. And if you're not looking to become a trainer, I think that this is, very useful for you to understand what to look out for and, how to make sure that you're not investing your time, investing your money and your hope into someone who may not have the best intentions with you. If you are interested in working together on the coaching level, go ahead and hit my email. It's devindoescoaching@gmail.com. I'll also include my website link down below, which includes my high protein cookbook, Healthy Doesn't Suck, and also my training program, MASC Made Simple. So the first thing that you have to keep in mind when it comes to being a trainer, specifically if you're watching this, you're probably trans, you're probably a part of the community within some degree, right? So you have to understand that the people that are going to want to work with you are also a part of your community. You have to be very careful and assess what are your intentions with this, right? I speak to a lot of people who may be popping on TikTok or, for the most part, like they have a relatively decent social media following, right? With that following comes questions from people who are vulnerable. They look up to you, you have something that they want, and they respect your opinion. You're almost a source of authority for them. So if your pure intention is to get money out of this and you're like, hey, people are interested in this and I can make money doing this, and you don't care about anything else, and be very honest with yourself, right? Because you're the only person who knows your true heart. You're purely looking for financial gain, or you're like chasing a lifestyle where you want to validate yourself, don't fucking do it. Like, don't be a coach, because you're playing with people's emotions, you're playing with people's money. Bro, you can make money doing other things. You can make money doing brand deals, you can make money with AdSense, with revenue. I'm not like virtue signaling. I've been doing this for 3 years and nothing has become more apparent to me than people literally use coaching as like a thing that keeps them going. If you're just gonna be out here taking money from people and running away with it and giving them a half-ass service, that's fucking up a relationship that people have with fitness. They might just be turned off of fitness entirely, or they may have a bad relationship with food now, or they may just never want to work with anybody again. Whether you're a client or a coach, your relationship with fitness, your relationship with food, and your relationship with how you speak to other people. When I first got into coaching, I'll be 1000% transparent, I at some points came across rather harsh, and I thought that that's what people needed from me to see progress. But in reality, the most progress is made when people have a certain level of understanding and when people feel like they're heard. The back end of this is I've had to let go of clients. They were ready to commit, they were ready to communicate, they're ready to do everything that it needed to take, and then when it comes down to it, after a couple of months of training, they're simply not where they thought they would be, and sometimes they're not able to acknowledge that within themselves. It's the most uncomfortable thing in the world. It literally is like on par with like breaking up with someone, because I am emotionally invested in my clients, right? So to have to tell someone I have to be mindful of my time, I have to be mindful of my time with my other clients, the expectation for coaching is not being met. I know my heart, I know my service, and I know that it's a disservice to them to continue working together when they're not showing up in the way that they're needed to show up. The whole point of this is to check yourself, check your relationship with what you're providing. If you're providing fitness coaching and you have a bad relationship with fitness, but you look good, it might not work out for you, right? If you're immature, if you're unserious, anything like that, then coaching might not be the best for you. On a day-to-day basis, I'm consistently checking in on myself before I do my client check-in videos, because I check in with my clients, all of them via video, and I have to think to myself, okay, Devin, make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. What you're saying here affects people. What you're saying here impacts the rest of their day. And if I'm having a bad day, I can't show up and let it out on my clients. Make sure that you're like not being an asshole. You don't have to be super tough for people to respect you, but you also can't be super unserious, because when people feel like they have such slack, they might simply not take the program as seriously as if you're setting clear boundaries. This takes experience. You have to have a system in place so that you're able to apply a certain level of quality control amongst all of your clients. You have to assess what methods you want to use to track your clients' progress. You want to track their nutrition, you want to track their training, and a lot of coaches don't offer training feedback. I do, and I've heard that it sets me apart from other coaches, from my clients that have worked with other people, right? Every single aspect of what my clients are doing is worth assessing, because it's all going to pour into the bucket of progress. So I track training, I track nutrition. Some of my clients clients have Whoop, I have them send that data over to me. I review my clients' hormones. And obviously I'm not a doctor, and I'm never gonna tell someone like, oh, well, your endocrinologist is not giving you enough testosterone. You have to take more testosterone. Just simply be like, hey, make sure that you're advocating for yourself. Maybe you need to talk to your endo about raising your dose. You're experiencing low symptoms, stuff like this. And that overall does impact them, right? So make sure that on your end as a coach, you have systems to hold your clients accountable. If you're not tracking their progress, there's literally no way to keep them moving forward with that positive momentum. And again, this comes down to who are you as a person? Are you someone who's serious about fitness? Do you track your own lifts? Do you track your own nutrition? Have you been training for a couple of years? If you're not applying it yourself, how the fuck are you gonna sit here and suggest for somebody else to do it? Yo, literally, like, it was just my girlfriend's birthday and there's a whole entire ice cream cake that's been sitting in my freezer for like 2 days. And I'm thinking like, yo, I wanna eat this shit, bro. Like, I genuinely just wanna have like half the ice cream cake. I'm thinking like, how can I sit here and do that and then check with my clients, look them in their face, and then tell them, why didn't you do this? That's just super hypocritical, and I can't do that. The financial side of things, right? How do I price my services? If you guys know anything about real estate, there's comps, right? So you compare your service to other people's service, right? You know, what are you providing? If you're not providing the same degree of service, if you don't have the same level of experience, and you don't have the same level of output as a more experienced coach, do you think that you should be charging the same as other people in the industry? Do you think that you should be charging the same as a bodybuilding prep coach? I personally don't. I've been doing research on bodybuilding prep coaches, right? Because I want to compete soon, and my pricing does not hold a flame, does not hold a fucking idea of a flame to bodybuilding prep coaches, right? And it shouldn't, because I don't produce the same level of coaching. You know, I'm not FaceTiming my clients before they get on stage. Assess your experience, assess how much your time is worth, right? Over time, my coaching has become more refined, it's become more exclusive. I now do applications. I'm able to talk to them. A lot of people may be in a position where, you know, they want to make a change, but when we assess other aspects of their life, they're not ready to do that yet. And that's very important. There's nothing worse than souring a relationship, investing your time into someone, and they're just not in a position. I've had people that I've spoken to that they're not in a place where they have the time to meal prep. Maybe they're working literally like 60 hours a week. Do they have time to sit there and check in with you? Probably not. Do they have time to meal prep? Do they have time to log their training? Do they have time to log their nutrition? If their answer to that is no, I have to say, unfortunately, at this time, it doesn't seem like you're, you know, available for coaching to the degree that it's needed. But I do suggest, you know, like my meal and training plan option, right? Make sure that you're respecting your time. A lot of people are like asshole salespeople, and they're like, well, you have to create this funnel, and then when you have this amount of followers, you have to send this exact DM to every single person. If you want to be a salesperson, fucking work at CarMax, okay? I hate the whole concept of like fitness coaching being a sales gimmick. Bitch, this is people's lives. Like, this is the food that people are eating. So if you think you're gonna have this sales funnel and this exact tactic to get clients, if you want to be the Wolf of Wall Street, go work for the stock exchange. I am potentially thinking about offering business coaching, because I think that something that's missing within that side of things is humanity, applicable steps on how to create a structure around being a positive, productive coach who can scale their business up without being some stupid asshole who's like DMing, cold calling people and all this stuff. I've grown my business without taking out crazy Instagram ads. I've grown it by showing love and attention to my clients, producing results with them, sharing that, and more people want to work with me. My clients speak to their friends hire me. Using social media in an authentic way, just sharing my thoughts without shoving the idea that I do coaching down people's throats. Like I said, if you do want to work with me, everything for that is going to be linked down below. Follow me on Instagram, it's at DVNSPRS, but that's also linked down below. And like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.